program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution. Because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children. And not for coworkers either. And yes, that includes you, Cindy.
You know, if you just asked to use my coffee mate, I wouldn't be upset.
I mean, maybe she heard about your Twix, bro. Is it your Twix that she's messing with?
This does not taste like Twix. I'm sorry. All sugar-free stuff has this taste.
Not quite right. It's not quite right.
It doesn't taste like Twix.
You know,
it just tastes like
I find that sugar-free stuff
sugar.
has a lot of aspartame in it. I think it's aspartame or some. And if you consume too much of that, like in a period of an hour a day or something like that, it will mess your stomach up, and you will have explosive regrets.
Explosive regrets.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about eating too much sugar-free stuff. Yeah, right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. That's a pretty good summary of what we do here. We talk about
poop.
A lot of poop. Welcome back. This is Your Two Dads on rumble.com/JJW. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. Every morning we meet and we talk about the news and we drink coffee. Or we talk about coffee and drink the news. Could happen either way. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to the chat. We're happy here. I'm already
How was your day yesterday?
I've been working on these software projects, and the thing is, the great part about my job is that I got all of these things that I dig into, and I'm like figuring things out all day long. And the worst part about my job is that anytime anybody asks me about my job, I'm like, "Are you ready to just be bored to death?"
So as generic as you can, because everybody knows, I guess most people know that I work at a radio station.
Right.
Because I'm at work right now. As generic as you can, give us what you do. If I just met you at a cocktail party and our wives know each other and we don't know each other, and we're like,
hey, what do I tell people? I usually just tell people I work at a software company. And then they stop asking, and I'm like, yeah, please stop asking.
No, see, I would have been like, oh, really cool. What do you do?
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. And the thing is,
you basically fix things at a software company.
I fix things. Yeah, I fix things. I'm not a developer, but I develop things. I'm not an architect, but I tell people how to do things. I'm not like all of these other jobs. I do all of these things, but that's not exactly my job. But we're a small company, so like, you know, somebody around here's got to handle all this stuff. Like yesterday, I was messing with a registration for our UK office, so I had to do like all of address things or whatever. So, in fact, I still have to do some of that this morning. It's so boring.
I got a call yesterday, and can I speak to the owner, please? I'm like, the owner comes here once every 6 months. I'm the boss. What do you want? I make the decisions. What do you need?
If you can you have him text me?
Click. All right, so awesome. So
anyway, I don't know why we're talking about that. Okay. Let's do music. I don't know. Or you tell me about your day. Or let's do music.
Ashley and Kendra went to a concert last night in Nashville. So me and the dogs and the cats tried to watch John Wick 2 last night until I just got bored.
Oh, yes. John Wick 2 is such a good movie. A lot of fun.
Like, okay, so I saw on my Plex, you know, I've got John Wick 4. My buddy got John Wick 4. I'm like, sweet. Right. So I could watch that, but I want to watch John Wick 2 and 3 because JJ bitches at me because I never watched those movies. So I went and they're on Freevee. I was like, okay, I'll watch John Wick 2. And I got about halfway through John Wick 2, and I'm like, I was checking my phone, and, you know, messing with the cat, and you know, I'm like, okay.
When was the last time you watched the first John Wick?
People, it's only been like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah. Okay.
I still knew what was going on, but it's like he killed so many people and never reloaded and shot 7 million times, and I'm like, okay, I see the appeal maybe to certain people, but this is not my type of movie. I love Keanu Reeves, and I was really hoping for more of a story instead of just killing everybody all the time like a Quentin Tarantino Kill Bill.
Right. So
just wasn't for me.
Compare how you feel about
going.
the first.
Really, the car kept it started. Really, I was like the car started. Really, okay, whatever. This is a comic book.
It is a comic book movie. It is.
Okay.
So the story on John Wick, it kind of like happens in the background, while the foreground is mostly just a lot of people getting killed.
Yeah, that's okay.
Something hotel,
maybe
all of these people and these coins or something. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. If some people like it, that's cool. That's cool. I'm not going to watch your movie. It's not for me.
I was emotionally hooked because of his wife and the dog, and that hook is so strong. It kept
That's not a strong hook. That's a generic hook. That's a generic hook.
No.
That doesn't get me.
Killed that guy's dog. I was like, kill all of these motherfuckers.
Write me another story. I've heard that one 1,000 times. Let me guess, you come from a broken home too. That story's been told 1,000 times. All right, sorry. All right, so we were on duos, and then Tina Turner died. And yesterday I did Tina Turner song, and Sinister Minister, who was on yesterday afterwards, said, Tina Turner, Ike and Tina were a duo. And I did think about that. I was like, ooh, I could still stay with the duos and do Ike and Tina, but Ike Turner was a bastard. I mean, he was a son of a bitch. And honestly, the way that he treated Tina made Tina who she was,
Right.
So
he put her in the headlines.
Yeah.
With a black eye.
I didn't want to highlight Ike Turner because
so it's part of the story.
Do what?
He's kind of part of the story.
He is part of. That's what I'm getting at. He's part of the story. He's a bastard. So, let's get back to duos, and I'll do this final one. And when you think of duos, you probably don't think of Outkast. You know the band Outkast.
Oh, Andre 3000
and Big Boy. They're a duo. Yeah, they're a duo, man. And
I kind of thought that. Well, okay, tell me the story about these guys because I think I have a story about them, but it's very fragmented. It ends up being broke up.
I've been a fan of Outkast since the middle 90s. I think Atlians came out in like 96 or something, and Wheels of Steel, this song Jazzy Belle was on there. Gosh, I can't remember anything right off the top of my head. I know those two are definitely on there. Atlians was on there. That was a good song. That was a great album. And that really, a buddy of mine was like, you ever heard this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, because I listened to rock and metal and stuff at the time. And he was like, no, listen to this, man. It's like I put here, Andre and Big Boy are poets, period. Modern day poets. Their names should stand beside Poe and Whitman and Frost. But sadly, they will only be looked at as rappers. They are poets. These songs are beautiful pieces of genius construction. So I love Outkast. I've always loved Outkast. I was like, oh man, on Aquemini, the album Aquemini has got Rosa Parks on there, and that's a great song too, man. I had to listen to that one this morning. And they're poets. They're modern day poets, whether it's for your societal group or not. They expressed what was going on in America at that time, during that time period, better than anyone else. They're great. If you listen to the song, you got to read the lyrics while you listen to it, because Andre and Big Boy are just poets, man, period. I've always said that. What do you listen to, Jazzy Belle?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, Jazzy Belle's great. Wheels of Steel's great. It's got a great beat to it.
So what happened to these guys?
They're still around.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard anything of them since
like Hey Ya and stuff like that.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real.
I don't think they've had radio hits, but yeah, they're still around. I see Andre 3000.
Why did I guess it's not founded on anything. For some reason I thought that they got into some sort of disagreement, or they just weren't
I don't know.
collaborating anymore?
If you've never, that song, Hey Ya.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so
in fact, my wife and I probably played that, and that was back in what, 2005, 2007,
I was on
something
the
like
top
that.
40 radio station.
100 times, 100,000 times.
I've heard that song a billion fucking times.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard it a billion times because I played it 3 or 4 times a freaking day, every day at the radio station for years. Okay, so I started listening to that song. You just listen to it and you're like, hey,
Oh yeah,
and you're singing along with her, whatnot.
And I love the video. It's got like a retro.
Have you ever really listened to the lyrics that Andre's singing? Have you ever listened and read the lyrics as a whole?
I can't remember them offhand right now.
So
but
next week, I'm going to give you a version of this song. I'll have to look for it. I cannot find it off the top of my head, and I need to ask my son where it's at. But I'm going to give you a version of this song that someone took, Hey Ya, they rearranged it, and they sing it as a slow song. That song is a miserable song. If you look at the lyrics, it's miserable. But he's put it to a happy, jumpy beat, and so everybody's like, hey, yeah, and everybody's smiling.
Honestly, those kind of things work really well when you juxtapose like a terrible song gets to a popping beat. It really works.
You Are My Sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. That's the second verse of that song. Did you know that? That's the second verse. The first verse is that's a sad ass song. If you ever listen to You Are My Sunshine, that one's like a heartbreaking song. We just sing the second verse and that's it. We take it out of context and we're like, oh, that's a happy little song. No, that's a miserable, heartbreaking song. You Are My Sunshine. It's about a fall in love. So there you go. There's your music. I don't want to get into this. We've been talking about it for 10 minutes.
I'm on the same topic still. This kind of like juxtaposed terrible song against good beat. And there is a song on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy soundtrack. It's the last song on the soundtrack. It's song 33, and I think it's called Reasonable or something like that. And it is, but you might probably don't remember the song by its chorus of robots are inhuman, human robots are in, and it is Stephen Fry doing sort of a monotone but melodic description of Marvin the robot, Marvin the sad robot who's just depressed all the time. He says he can't believe that people are asking him to do anything. You want me to clean the floors? You want me to put up the clothes? Yeah, I have a brain the size of like a Volkswagen, and you're asking me to iron. Right. Yeah, right. So that's the character Marvin in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This song is basically his point of view of just being like, you should just turn me off or something. And but it's set against a like rave party music, so it's like very pumping, very fast, got a lot of beat, a lot of percussion or whatever, a lot of bass. It's fun. My daughters will not let me change the song. So my CD player right now in my car is playing song 33 on repeat for half an hour to the school.
So I'll give you a that's funny. That's great. I'll give you another little thing to try with music. This is a theory of mine. Every song that plays that strums on the upbeat is happy. You think it's a happy song, so I'm going to give you a little lesson here real quick. You've got the beat. 1, 2, 3.
Give an example. Probably no.
Huh? Yeah, okay. I do. I will. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the upbeat. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and any song that does that, puts you in a good mood. And and let me tell you one guitarist that does it in almost every freaking song that he does.
Okay.
Jack Johnson.
Oh my gosh. Johnson? Yes, of course.
You automatically smile because you're like,
I might have Jack Johnson CD right here somewhere.
Listen.
Oh yeah. Talking about banana pancakes, man.
That's right, banana pancake.
And
he strums on the upbeat, and you smile. So if a song plays on the upbeat, no matter who's playing it, it puts you in a good mood for some reason. That is That's my Deacon Theory. I almost said my real name. That's my Deacon Theory.
Never. Now, I mean, it makes sense though, because music isn't just like art; it's a language, and that language has syntax, and it has like structures that resonate. Anyway, okay. Everybody, when I say everybody is bored by us talking, there's nobody here.
No, I've had some great musical discussions with our viewers and stuff in our Discord server and stuff. And that is my favorite topic to talk about with people, because every single person has a different view and it's not wrong. Everyone is correct. And I love listening to what do you like listening to? I like listening to this. Me and Alex found this guy on YouTube that I love. He's called Brushy One String. He's an old black guy from Jamaica or somewhere.
We could play this stuff
he
on the
plays
show
an old nasty guitar with one string. And he makes YouTube videos, and he's freaking amazing.
Are you serious?
So I love any type of, when people are like, dude, I like this type of music. I'm like, sweet. I've never heard freaking Mongolian throat singing. I want to listen to that. That's awesome. And then I listen to Mongolian throat singing. I'm like, that's so awesome. Alex is like, have you ever heard baby metal? And I'm like, what is baby metal? And he's like, baby metal is little bitty Japanese girls that sing to hardcore freaking heavy metal. And I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, listen to it. Holy crap. It's stuff that you'd have never been exposed to. So I love talking about music with people. It's my favorite subject.
All right. Okay. Well, it's time to get into the news. Today is May 26th.
My not favorite.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Let's just.
So what's the title?
It's May 26th.
JJ.
Yeah. Today's title is also quite upbeat, I feel like, because Professor Machete has been cut loose.
Here's Danny. Danny Trejo was cut loose. She kind of looks like Danny. I mean, I could see her.
Look at her.
Email Danny Trejo.
She is so satisfied with herself for being now notorious.
Because she's going to sell her fucking book rights, and she thinks she's got a fucking payday with her fucking gray dreads.
She's one of these like F the police,
she is
all authorities bad.
She is so screw whitey cracker honky.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she okay. We'll get into this. So Shelly-Ann Rodriguez smirks as she sports an FTP tattoo while after being charged on this machete
that doesn't stand for fun time.
I'm zero shocked. She was she turned herself in yesterday morning to the New York police about like 30 minutes after our show. Probably because I called her.
It was probably because of our show. We're just stating the facts once again, people.
But
our show ends. She turns herself.
We talked about her. Fact. She turned herself in. There's no more math than that. It's pretty simple.
It is to me.
Yeah. Prove it didn't happen.
It didn't happen that way. That's right.
Oh shit.
I'm just gonna put this up real quick.
Yeah. Okay. The professor had a slew of tattoos on full display, including her FTP tattoo, which stands for
Happy Fun Time Play.
Okay. FTP, it's inked on her fingers. She had Southpaw scrawled across her hand. She has some other tattoos here.
She have 13 somewhere on her body.
I don't know. She's got this brass knuckles 2011 to 2020.
What is that?
She thinks she's it.
2011 to 2020 brass knuckles with a single star. What is that? That's what I can't read that at the bottom. What does it say in the picture?
I mean, that's exact 2011 to 2020. That's exactly what it says. So
no, I mean, what is it? So what did it say underneath that picture? Rodriguez.
Threatened to chop up the reporter with the machete while holding the blade to his neck. There's the FTP. There's the Southpaw. So she obviously has.
What was she a professor of?
I don't know. If you look at her photo from her report from her screenshots from her, I guess they were like screenshots from videos and stuff that she had done while at school. You see background. You remember we talked about this the other day. She was out the door. The reporter came and said, "Hey, we want to get a comment about you. You basically attacking these pro-life students." And her response was to threaten to chop off the head of this reporter. But in this story, if you look in this photo, you'll see that she's got some essential gear like bolt cutters on her wall. And it's, say habla español. This little, I guess this is a little dream board back here.
What are the buckets? Is that spackling?
It must be spackling.
Like, yeah, I started to say it kind of looks like drywall mud or something like that.
Yeah. And then there's another photo. I don't know. I saw a couple of photos like this.
What's that picture? What's on her shirt? Who is that on her shirt in the astronaut?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like an astronaut, but I don't know who's in it. Can't really read all of her shirts and stuff. But this woman's okay. So she turned herself in yesterday.
She is.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, yeah, or try to be some sort of a martyr for the cause, even though nobody knows what the fuck the cause is other than you want to kill pro-life people.
But then she's crazy.
Yeah. And then, surprise, Deacon, she was released by a Bronx judge after threatening a man with a fucking machete. They couldn't even hold her in jail for 24 hours.
Because New York City is so full of genius people. I mean, they just pee on the streets. You don't believe me?
I mean, maybe New York is doing so much policing that they're getting such dangerous people that she's actually one of the least dangerous people that they had in the cells. And they were like, we got to cut you loose. We have like real criminals over here.
That very well could have been it.
I mean, I really can't speak to it too much because I've never been arrested for threatening.
She went through the judicial process and everything.
Yeah, maybe we got a Soros prosecutor.
And everything went fine because Jesus, I mean, can you imagine how much shit goes through the courts systems in New York City? I wouldn't want to go to court, and I would trust the court and judicial system in Mexico before I would trust the court systems in New York City. Think about it, JJ.
Oh, for sure.
Think about how much bullshit goes on. You're not going to get fair, timely anything there. In my small town, yeah, you will. In your town, that's a huge city. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
not
probably.
New York City.
Yeah, no. You're gonna. If you're on one side, you are gonna get jammed up, and if you're on the other side, you can literally put a machete to somebody's neck, and you'll be fine. You'll be cut loose. No big deal. Rodriguez walked out of the courthouse with 4 or 5 of her pals, and then went to Burger King to order some food.
I got me a heat whopper. Angry whopper.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, so right now I think she's kind of like riding on some degree of positive publicity, but if things actually kind of go against her in terms of like, oh, they actually start to prosecute or something like that, how fast do you think she's going to lean on, mental health issues? I was having mental health issues. I mean, it'll happen so fast.
Probably. But
okay, that's Professor Machete. That's the most exciting thing in the news, really. Really, I think.
Oh yeah.
At least kind of funny. Well, I say most exciting, but it's not the most exciting thing I've seen this morning. Dick, I know you love to fly. I know that you love to fly. And I'm sure that once or twice you may have imagined what it would be like to fly overseas, maybe go to an island or something like that. Maybe go to Asia, maybe, and then while you're flying,
I have
to have the door come open on the plane. No big deal. No big deal. Just stay in your seat.
Hey, can you shut that? I'm trying to read. Do you mind? I would have been the jerk off making those.
Can I get some coffee service, please?
Can y'all close the door?
Can I get a bag of peanuts? Dude, what is happening right here? Asiana flights panic as a passenger opens the door while still in the air. Some dumb a passenger opened an emergency exit door during a South Korean flight Friday, causing air to gust inside the cabin before the plane landed safely, airline and government officials said. Some people aboard the Asiana Airlines Airbus A321 aircraft tried to stop the person from opening the door, but it was eventually opened partially. The plane had 194 people, and it was heading to the southeastern city of Daegu from Jeju. The flight's normally about an hour, and the details of the incident, including how long the door was open, were under investigation. I believe that this is the guy that got in trouble. Why would you think you can just open a door on an airplane? So was it suicidal, or was it one of those moments in your life where you're like, I know this is a bad idea, but I wonder what happens if.
Who knows, man? It's crazy.
All right.
I'm not a big flyer. The farthest I've ever flown is from St. Louis to Honolulu, and I'm not. That was about 9
Honolulu.
hours.
That's probably like what, 8 hours or something?
Yeah, about 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah,
It was
long enough to be great. Totally miserably uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it was a big. There was like I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 seats, and then an aisle, and then 4 seats, and then an aisle, and then 3 more. Yeah, it was 3, 4, and 3. And it was a big 747 or whatever it was. It was huge, a huge airplane. And then I've flown on those little ones that's a little 4-seater puddle jumper.
Yeah, puddle jumper is fun.
I'm not a big airplane person. I would love.
One time several times actually, I flew back and forth to Korea back in the day, and there would be nobody on the planes. Like, it would be just military transports, but there'd be like 50 people on a 747. So I could literally like lay down across like a whole row of seats. Anyway. All right. What do you want to talk about next?
I've got a sad story for you here, but
Tell me a sad story.
I don't know why I wanted to point this out. I wanted to point it out because I feel sorry for this little kid. He's just man, this 11-year-old Mississippi boy was shot by the police, by the responding police officer that was responding to his 911 call. This little boy was released.
What happened here? Was this a mix-up or what's going on?
An 11-year-old Mississippi boy who was shot by a police officer after he called 911 for help is recovering after being released from the hospital, according to his family. Their officer is their family's obviously calling for the officer to be fined and charged with the shooting. This kid, Adrian, was shot in the chest by an Indianola Police Department officer early Saturday morning, I think last week, while the officer was responding to a domestic disturbance call at the child's home. The irate father of another of her children arrived at the home at 4 a.m. Saturday. Concerned about her safety, the little boy called the police. Murray, the mother, said the officer who arrived at the home had his gun drawn at the front door and asked those inside the home to come outside. Murray said her son was shot coming around the corner of a hallway into the living room. Once he came from around the corner, he got shot. I cannot grasp why. The same cop that told him to come out of the house, Adrian, did, and he got shot. He kept asking, why did he shoot me? What did I do wrong? The shooting happened within what felt like only 1 to 2 minutes after the officer asked for those to come out of the house. This is just the body camera footage has not been released.
I mean,
the training for these officers, it's like, do they even have training anymore? Are you just hiring these people straight out of freaking high school? What the hell is going on? I am not a police officer because I could not mentally be a police officer. I know that. You know that. Everyone that has watched this show knows that.
Right.
I don't have the training.
I mean, okay, so the situation was that one of the dads of these kids showed up and was acting a ruckus And so the kid called the police.
And the mom said to the other kid, call the police. So he goes in the other room and calls the police. The police come. Everybody come out. So
okay, so be the responding officer for a minute, right? Just be the responding officer for a minute. You get a call, you to go a domestic violence situation with a violent guy. You don't know what's going on, right? I don't know why your gun would be drawn automatically unless
First of all, why is your gun drawn coming up to you would think training would teach you something different, but if you've got your gun drawn, why is your finger on the trigger walking into the house?
Yeah.
Into a house that you know that has children.
Right.
And you see a child walk around the corner. This kid's not 6 foot tall. Look at him.
We don't have we only have reports from the incident, right? We don't know what the context was right up before this. It could have been people yelling, people screaming, people crying.
Sure.
The guy might have been in the house and refusing to come out, and I'm not excusing this. We don't know. So
if it would have been that, it would have said that. It wasn't that. So I'm not even going to take that into account because it wasn't.
They say that body cam hasn't been.
That's because they have to go over it and review it first and stuff, and they have departmental procedures.
And that's exactly why it says family angry police officer remains employed by the department. But they have to have an investigation.
They have departmental procedures, and they have the police union. They have these fucking places to keep these son of a bitches in at their jobs, or to be placed on leave and still get paid. They've got shit to get them out of trouble, and it's bullshit that an officer can make a huge mistake like this and still fuck. If I made a mistake, the equivalent of this mistake at my job, I wouldn't have a job.
Right. After they do the investigation.
They sure wouldn't let me fucking go home for a week and give me a week's salary. I feel sorry for this little kid. He's not a 6 foot tall threat. Look how cute he is. Look how handsome this little kid is.
Yeah.
God, it breaks my heart.
That's not good.
Sorry, it just pissed me off.
You got, we
got to talk.
I don't know. I want to know more about what the circumstances are, but I'm glad he's recovering. He's recovering. And there's a whole lot of rush to judgment, and we all do it all the time. Definitely not. I'm not defending a police officer that had his gun trained on a kid. There must be circumstances that explain some of this. Okay, let's talk about. Oh, come here, you. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. Mom's I don't know. Mom went to the gym, maybe. Or maybe she's asleep on the couch. Maybe you want a hug. Oh, she called you. I lost her. I was this close to getting a hug. All right. Okay, I'm
here. What'd you do?
Yeah. Wow. I tried to talk my kid into walking the last 3 feet over here to give me a hug, but she wasn't having it.
No. That happens. My kids have now gotten to the my sons are, hey, give me a hug, and it's
okay.
It's not the no. I don't get that anymore because they've gotten past that, but it's kind of like the all right, I'll give you a little. I still get a little bit of a dad hug. My girls, I still get my hugs from my girl.
Speaking of my kids, my daughter graduated from kindergarten yesterday.
Yeah,
and she got a little bear. And you may say that bear kind of looks a little weird. Oh, that's because she's only had this one day, and I've already sewed the head back on. I sewed the head back on this bear. She and the kids at the school were doing something to this bear, and they were being rough with it. And so,
hey, I've had to. We've got stuffed animals that have had operations. We've got Maggie had a monkey that I got her when she was little, and she named the monkey Ooh Ooh Ah Ah. So the monkey's name is Ooh Ooh Ah Ah, and Ooh Ooh Ah Ah has had many operations. He's one-eyed now, and he's got the dog has played with him.
I never, when we thought about becoming parents, I never realized how much sewing I would be doing on stuffed animals. And it's a lot.
Important sewing. This is not just like, I'm going to do this later. No,
it's not fixing a button.
Important. No. You have to fix the stuffed animal, and it is emergency surgery.
And my kids have had a lot of stuffed animals, and so many that, in fact, we actually kind of routinely like go collect toys they don't play with and like donate them, and they love to go get more, of course. And you don't know when you give them kids a toy, you don't know which one is going to be the sentimental one to them. You don't know which one is going to be like, oh, that one was important to me. Oh,
yeah.
We didn't know because in the moment they're all important. But then like later it's like, well, that one was my favorite. Oh, that was you probably shouldn't have given it away. We can't keep everything. All right. We got some more news.
I got some other hidden stories as well.
Oh, hidden.
If we're hoping for some stories, but you go ahead if you got something.
I just saw this one, and I thought maybe it's worth looking at. The Biden administration has a $40 million anti-terrorism program that's targeting conservatives as though they are Nazis.
Well, you are, aren't you?
No, not a Nazi. Documents uncovered by the Media Research Center revealed the Biden administration has used a $40 million grant program from the DHS earmarked for anti-terrorism purposes to target conservative organizations, including Breitbart News.
That's great.
Why are we doing that?
Well, because why aren't they doing that, JJ? Don't you think that they're already doing it and they finally got caught? Because Biden's an old, stupid idiot.
No, they're corrupt. They're fucking evil is what they are. They've always been corrupt. So the pyramid of right side radicalization. Look at that. Oh, it's so. Look at this. It starts with dipping your toe in a little bit of Fox News, Deke.
Yeah, that's where
watch a little Fox News. Maybe see the CBN.
Bitch.
Isn't CBN the Christian Broadcasting Network?
Christians are all conservative Nazis. Don't you realize that?
And maybe once or twice you vote Republican. That's all. That's the that's where it starts. That's the that's the entry drug.
There's the Punisher cops.
And then you go MAGA.
Oxymoron skull.
You go MAGA. You go Breitbart a little bit. Yeah, PragerU.
PragerU. Screw those bastards.
You want to
indoctrination.
Be informed. Pretty soon you're over there with Alex Jones and InfoWars and maybe checking out Quillette. And then before you know it, you're a full-fledged Nazi with some of these other symbols. I don't know what they are. And then it gets up here, and I guess you got biological, I don't know, bioweapons.
Yeah,
I don't know what these things are up here.
Yeah, that's all nuclear. Once you go to PragerU, then you're automatically starting to look for.
Yeah, right.
I think that's the Fallout symbol up there at the top. So maybe you start playing.
Oh, you actually enter the game.
You go back into Fallout 3 and you play through the game in real life. That's what that is. And that MW, that's Modern Warfare. So that's Call of Duty.
Is it now?
One of those is probably Battlefield 4. So that's what the top of the pyramid is. It's first-person shooter games.
Oh, okay.
FPS.
All right.
Because the Nazi symbol there, that's Wolfenstein.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
so
you're just getting into first-person.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't sound, I guess, as bad as they're making it out.
Even that one is a scope symbol, so that's the sniper rifle. That's the recon class.
Yeah, maybe if these police officers would do a little bit more training, they wouldn't be so dangerous. I can't believe. I know I can believe, of course.
I don't know what some of that stuff is. Quillette.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I thought that was like what you shake.
Your Nazi journey is you're not advancing fast enough. You're still at
I'm still at the bottom. I'm on the bottom rung.
Tenderfoot.
With the National Rifle Association and the Heritage Foundation and Fox News. That's as far as I've gotten. I haven't even got up to the PragerU. I've heard the commercials for PragerU. I don't even have a Punisher sticker on my car either. So
I don't either.
And Alex Jones,
Proud Boys. You got Turning Point USA. You turn it if you listen to Charlie Kirk, you're on the second step.
Oh, I do
towards your
Charlie
journey
Kirk.
to Nazi
I'm already
stuff.
on the second step.
Yeah, Nazi. Yeah, you got a red hat. Hey, speaking of red hats, Deke. This is important. Yeah. Oh, I can't. Where did it go? Oh, here it is.
I've got to change the subject on you big time.
You're about to. Are you faster than me? I don't have it loaded. Okay. Oh well. I was going to show you my "Make America a Republic Again" hat.
Oh, JJ's trying to sell something.
All right.
I got a story.
All right.
Oh God, we still got 20 minutes left. We didn't have a lot of stories today. JJ and I were busy yesterday, and I looked and I was like, "Oh, we don't have a lot of stories." I have my own little secret stash, Deacon's secret stash of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, JJ.
Pull them up.
I got this one for you. You know what the James Webb Telescope is?
Is that the one that's out there at the floating in that one? Like, yeah.
We spent a crap ton of money.
Lagrange point. Yeah, floating at a Lagrange point.
We spent a crap ton of money and put this really awesome freaking telescope up there that's bigger and better than anything that we've got, and we're pointing it at places and taking pictures and stuff, and sending this info back. And they're finding some really cool stuff. Some stuff that is that's turning what we know about physics on its head and what we think we know about the creation of the universe on its head, because we think the Big Bang did this and it caused galaxies to do this, and then they are finding out that all of that is wrong. So it's very interesting about the James Webb Telescope. Well, the James Webb Telescope just found something really neat, JJ. It found a celestial monster star the size of 10,000 of our suns. All right.
That's a big star.
I will put this whole article, and I don't want to
but it's not a black hole yet. Like at a certain point, the star gets so big that the gravity crushes it.
That is one theory on how a black hole is formed. That's one theory.
Another theory is that if you start dividing by 0, can't do that.
What?
Can't do that. Never mind.
JJ is one of these closed-minded people when it comes to anything space.
What?
So that's why, you are.
Not closed-minded. I just don't believe in aliens with ray guns.
This is why this is specifically why I brought this up to you. Okay. This is why I brought this up. This star that we found is 10,000 times the size of our sun. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know how many Earths? Do you know the size of our little planet that we live on, that we're the only species in the entire universe? The only living creatures in the whole universe are on this one little blue planet that we live on, right? Or this one little, our huge planet that we live on. Do you know how many of our planets will fit inside our sun? Just to show you the size of our sun. You know how many of our huge planets?
It has been a hot minute since I listened to the They Might Be Giants song, so I did know, but I've forgotten.
1.3 million Earths.
Right.
So that's pretty big.
Yeah. That's a lot of that's a big number.
Earths will fit in our sun that we see. 13 billion Earths will fit inside this thing.
Sure.
13 billion.
Right. That's a lot of Earths.
Huge.
Zero Earths inside of a sun can support life.
I'm not saying that,
Zero.
JJ, but thank you for your elementary
just doing some
school
extra numbers in there.
observation. We appreciate that. Next class, we're going to color. So get out your crayons, because that's what it feels like sometimes.
All right. So this sun 10,000 times larger than our sun.
We're just finding celestial bodies that we could not comprehend, that our small brains can't comprehend. You brought up Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy a minute ago.
I did,
all right. So let me just bring this up, what they say in there. Do you remember what the smartest beings in the universe are?
Well, according to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the second smartest are dolphins. Second smartest.
No, that was on.
Or is that just on?
That
Earth?
was on Earth. Humans were
okay.
third smartest on Earth behind dolphins and white mice. The
Right.
smartest beings in the universe, I can't remember their name, but our primitive brains weren't developed enough to even see them. So all it appeared was a haze of blue. You could tell when they were in the room because there was just a shimmer of blue over here because our brains weren't advanced enough to even make out their bodies. And if you'll watch the movie, when Zaphoid's standing up there doing his little thing before he steals the ship, if you'll look over to the side, there's a haze of blue standing there. It just kind of shimmered. It's a haze of blue. That's the smartest beings in the universe. We're not even.
I got about half. I last week while I was at the beach, I got about 30 minutes into the movie. I was trying to watch it, but it wasn't distracted. I had to go get my wife, go drive around and stuff. So it's on my dude. I burn in the sun. I don't lay out in the sun. And she was at a conference. Anyway, I'm working on watching that movie again. Otherwise, it's been 20 years since I've seen it. I think it came out in 2005. So that's 18 years.
Read the book again. All right. Well,
I kind of want to.
I just wanted to let you know that there's giant things in the universe that.
Well, I was watching Y-Files a couple of days ago, and apparently there is this wave structure that exists in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
And this wave structure is I don't know, gas
every
and
26
debris and
years.
stuff. Yeah. We pass through it, and it passes through the plane of the galaxy that we're in. So the wave passes up and down every 13 million years, one side, the other side. And as we pass through it, perhaps we get a bunch of like asteroids that wreck our planet.
It was a really interesting. It's a really interesting theory, and he goes real deep down into that theory. But the Planet X theory is really interesting, and it was just a kind of a hokey theory from back in the day. But now in 2023, more people are like, this might not be so hokey anymore. There is something out there causing this gravitational pull that we don't know where it's coming from. So this is the most rational explanation. And that the reason that we haven't seen it is because we're alive this long. This is how long humans are alive. All right. So we wouldn't see it when it takes this long to freaking get around once.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot. It takes a lot of time for all the things. He was talking about these planets coming into alignment. And I thought this was actually something that you would be very interested in because, and I'm definitely not going to communicate it very well, but apparently, in astrology, if the planets are in a certain alignment, it's supposed to woo and do something in your life. And of course, I'm like, no. But he was saying
flow of what's going on with the Earth and the celestial bodies, and the magnetic flow affects everything on Earth, including you.
Right. So the sun is at the center of our solar system. The planets are orbiting it. Gravity, so they have inertia flinging them off in that direction, and then gravity holds them towards the sun, holds them in kind of place, and it has them kind of locked in. So the sun is exerting a gravitational force on the planets, and the planets are exerting a much smaller gravitational force against the sun. They're pulling each other. Okay. So when the planets are in alignment, it could be that like interior parts of the sun kind of get shifted just a little bit towards where the planets are aligned. Could that actually like do something to humans? Do you think that would?
Absolutely. Dude, we're like 70% water, and the moon phases moon controls water. So that's why, I mean, my ex-wife worked in the intensive care unit, and she was like, man, the hospital got crazy on full moons. Ask any ER person. It does. It affects people and stuff like that. I think the magnetic waves of the earth affect people. There's stuff that affects us that we don't take into account, that we all think that's hoey. That's hoey crap. Essential oils are stupid. That's dumb. Dude, your Christian story tells you, okay? Your Christian story tells you that the three kings gave this little baby that they considered the king of the kings they gave him gifts, right? So if you're the king of the land and you're going to give the king of the kings the ultimate gift, you're not going to give him, well, let's go to the dollar store real quick, and grab. You're not going to go to the dollar store and grab something. You're going to give him the best thing you have. What were the three things that were given? Gold, of course, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Well, we always forget about the frankincense and myrrh part of it. Nobody, they just kind of hank over those real quick. Frankincense, dude.
Okay.
This is not frankincense essential oil.
Isn't one of those an embalming fluid?
I don't know about it. I don't mess with dead people.
Myrrh? What is myrrh? Oh.
Frankincense, though, is a very potent plant. Does a lot of different things.
Oh, okay.
Just making a point. Sorry, I don't want to.
Okay.
We're trying to kill some time
here. I'm not defending astrology, but I am saying that
things in this world that we say is hokey that maybe is not so hokey. This is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
We as a society today are very close-minded.
Would you grant that it's also true that while there may be factual, like actual something happening, that gets, like we'll say electromagnetic waves pulling on humans and affecting us in a very subtle way? Would you say that, because that's the kind of, the idea that he was suggesting that maybe something does happen. While that is true, while that could be true, then that gets added onto by some hokey believers that have nothing to do with anything. Like they start with.
Oh yeah. That's what I've said that many times. Where Ashley, I'm like, we'll be something, or somebody will be in the news, or somebody will be talking about something, and they'll be a crazy person. But they're talking about essential oils or something that we believe in too. And me and Ashley will go, I wish they just shut the fuck up. Because they're making us all look fucking crazy. They're making us all look crazy. We just wish they would shut up. They're in those types of circles. There are people that are like, we don't want to, we don't want them in our circle, but we gotta let them in our circle.
Right. There's nothing wrong with not believing everything or being skeptical.
There's nothing wrong with being skeptical, but what the hell? Why go through life being skeptical on everything? Why not open your brain to the possibilities that we don't know everything?
I mean, so that you don't get hoodwinked by every con man that comes along.
I don't get hoodwinked by every con man that comes along.
Well, you might not be. You might not be. But there's a lot of people that literally believe everything they hear.
Oh, that's true. Ashley's she's a very easy mark.
Yeah. And if you're out there and you believe everything you hear, this is one of the best shows.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. I have another story. I thought I had another one.
Like and subscribe.
Let's see. No, that one's on time. You won't give a crap. That one's on time. You won't give a crap. That one's on
Time travel?
Time is not an illusion. It's an object with physical size. Do you want me to read that article that I've been saving? Do you want me to read?
Sure, because I've been saying time. I've been saying for the longest time that time is imaginary.
That our new theories, which time is fundamental, is that article. And then this article that I've got saved is mushrooms appear to have electrical conversations after it rains. And then I've got Tina Turner inspired Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson to write a song "Good Hearted Woman" that I was going to read on the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said they read an article on Ike and Tina Turner and how Tina was a good-hearted woman, and Waylon was sitting there and he was like, "Man, that would be a good song, a good-hearted woman loving a two-timing man or whatnot." And so he went to his buddy Willie Nelson and was like, "We need to write this song." So they wrote it together, and now we've got that legendary classic country song because of Tina Turner.
Awesome. Like, Tina Turner is part of a good-hearted woman. She's part of the story.
She's part of the story.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. I thought that was a cool story.
Good song. Okay.
No, you're right about time, though. Time is a construct that was invented by man. All right. Time does not exist. Time is just something that was made up by man because we live a linear life. We go from point A to point B, and we have to justify that in some reason. But I think when we die, we will realize that time is not what we think it is. That if you want to go forward and see, if you want to go back, I can't say this without sounding stupid, in 5 minutes time. Well, time is a concept that I have been infatuated with for 40 years. Since I was a teenager, I've been infatuated with time. What is time? Time is so weird. And once I've gotten older, in my middle 40s, I firmly believe that time goes faster. Time moves faster when you're older. And we just say that, oh, time moves faster when you're older. No, time moves faster when you're older.
And you're running out of it so fast. Yes. You got very little.
When you're younger, it lasts longer, and you can, that's because of this, and that's because of this, and you can try to justify it all you want, but I'm just saying.
Well, okay, so part of it is, especially when you're young, you don't have any like mental frame of reference. Every day that you are alive and putting together memories, you're having neurons stitched together, so that you can create associations and observe information and all that. It takes a long, long time. By the time you're your age, my age, you have so many of these connections in your mind that all the information around you can use to shortcut things, which means that everything just seems to like be going faster. Like it's not taking forever for you to like figure out what this does that or whatever. It like you've learned some things. So, part of it is just like you've developed these neurological heuristics to help you shortcut the day. So you're not spending energy just figuring out like, why is this pen rolling sideways on the table? So, I don't know. I think that's part of it, is that there is, let me say it a different way. When you're young, you can spend a great deal of time examining a pretty simple thing because you're figuring out how it works. It will hold your attention for a very, very, very long time. But now you're older, it takes a whole lot for you to like hold your attention. Otherwise, you're just going to do whatever you're gonna shift off of that.
Okay.
Which means a lot more which means that you can cover a lot more things, right? And it makes everything seem like it's happening faster. You can go from taxes to your paperwork, to your bill, check your mail, make sure you put your car keys up, make sure you got your day plan for the things you're doing the next day.
You have a lot
of things you have to do.
I see what you're saying.
By packing so many things in, it makes it feel like you have less time.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about on a daily basis.
Are you talking about in aggregate even longer?
What? Just wait. Or are you talking about? I hate to say this. I hate to say it this way, but it's just like, wait till your girls are 12. I hate to say it that way, right? But that's how I'm looking at it, because my daughter just turned 18. And 3 days ago, she was 8. 3 days ago, she was 8 years old. Ashley and them, they sent me this picture last night from the concert. They went to the concert because Kendra went and watched one of these bands that I'd never heard of, Sleeping with Sirens. You ever heard of that band? Me neither.
Nope.
And they sent
of course not.
They sent me that picture of her from the concert being silly. So I was going to change her picture on my phone, when she calls, that comes up, to that.
Yeah.
And so I went, and the picture that I had was of me and her when she was little. She was like 9 or something. And I was like,
I
don't want to change this. But I was sitting there looking at that picture last night thinking, this was just, I remember sitting in the bedroom on the edge of the bed, taking this picture 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So time moves so quickly that it just feels like I know that I go through the same thing every day and do my stuff daily, and it was last year and 2 years and 3 years, but it's like Bill Murray Groundhog Day. I've done the same thing every day that it doesn't feel like I've been doing this for 25 years, but holy crap, we've been doing the same thing for 25 years.
And think about those things that are rote, that are routine, that you do, you know. But if there's no variance in those things, or very little variance, there's very little reason for you to store them. So, you know, you're not like it's written in your memory, but it's not something that you think about. It's not something that's in your forefront of your mind, which means that important event 12 years ago has very little padding between the next important event, you know, like 5 years ago. And it seems like gone. All of that time in between can feel like it's gone.
I have not checked Rumble today at all, and I'm sorry.
Oh, we got like 9 people.
No,
I don't think we're on the front page.
I try to talk. Yeah, we are. I try to talk to the Rumble people sometimes when I see this stuff.
We should have been reminding people.
Hey, I'm doing some D&D stuff. For those of you that do that or know anybody that does that, I'm going to open up a Rumble channel here soon, just for that, or I might put it on my channel. I might just put it on this channel, but I've got some stuff that I've been passing through. One of our boys that we know, Sleepy, who's a big D&D person, and he's been kind of going over some of my stuff, and he's like, "You're good to go." So I'm going to release some stuff that I've been working on, like major stuff. It might not be anything for you, but for you role-playing game tabletop people out there, it was like a major addition to a world that you can completely play in, and it's pretty cool. I took Mario and basically made it what if a cordyceps virus went through the Mushroom Kingdom and made things zombies. So it's basically it's written on the D&D 5e rules, but it's got everything. You're ready to go, and I've been doing it. It's just
so you're going to release it as like a PDF?
Yeah, it's just PDF, and it's completely free. I'm not charging it or anything. It's completely free, and it's huge. You can play.
What kind of online tools are there for people to like I know that D&D Beyond had like this stuff, but they've gone to all of this D&D 1 stuff.
No,
you
can
kind of
still,
tools do you
can
use
still use D&D
Beyond.
It's the best one, probably. I hate to say that, but D&D Beyond, you get on there, you make a character. You can just Google character record sheets, character sheets, D&D, how to start playing D&D. DM me. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was 13 years old. Since I was 12 or 13 years old, I'm 46, and I've taken some time off in there for a little bit. But me and my nerdy, geeky dad friends still play D&D to this day. One of my geeky nerd dads.
Are you guys playing on Discord, or are you playing?
We play on this site called Roll20, ROLL20, Roll20.com, and it's an online tabletop is all it is. It allows you to move miniatures and do.
Are you guys gonna start? Because I know you go through these kind of times whenever you have like coaching and stuff like that, and then you don't. And so, are you gonna guys start doing sessions again, or are you already doing sessions again?
We took some time off because our main dungeon master is a football coach, a soccer coach, a teacher. He is now interviewing for the assistant principal's job. He's my old best friend from high school. He's like 7 foot tall. And he's literally 6'8" and weighs about 350 pounds or something. He's a huge walking brick wall of a man, and he's our Dungeons and Dragon. He's our dungeon master, and so he's applying for the assistant principal job at the high school. But our other guy that we play with, that we've known since high school, is a career Marine, and he's been a Marine his whole life. And the other guy works in juvenile corrections.
Oh my!
And then I'm a radio guy. We've all been friends in high school, though, and we all played Dungeons and Dragons together in high school. So,
see, I think that you should turn that into a show. You should be like, guys, we're just gonna like start.
I asked them, but they didn't want to. I told them we needed to start doing it and recording our stuff, and they didn't want to.
Yeah, I could see also not wanting that be public. I mean, both ways.
Hell, I got this show. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Nobody's watching.
And since you're watching this show, yeah, if you're interested in that, just let me know. And I'm just trying to pimp it out a little bit.
We're over time already.
Yeah,
I'm not paying any attention. I'm listening.
So,
I'm like,
so join our Discord server and DM me or give Dad JJ a dad joke because he needs a dad joke.
I need some.
Because at the end of the show, we always give you dad jokes. JJ, I have never revealed this to you, but I figured it's Friday. I've recently had some sessions about this, so I figured I'll let everybody know this. I was kidnapped by mimes once.
Oh my gosh.
They did unspeakable things to me.
Oh, nice. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I'm gonna go get a throat lozenge because I got a sore throat, and sore throats are a pain in the neck. We'll see you guys tomorrow.